Hello and welcome. I'm Peasant, and today for you, we've got Russia 4 with Mist. Now, why? This is starting mid-game. Yeah, I started recording, and I pressed the button, and it clearly didn't actually respond to me pressing the button, so I was there performing my little heart out. But the game is so weird and interesting that I thought I would start midway through, so let's just catch you up with what's going on. So, I had my turn 1 minor pick was Gift of Constancy, which is not the obvious pick. What did I discard in that first minor power draw? So I was offered these four. I picked Gift of Constancy. I think pull is the more straightforwardly good option, but I wanted to try and push for max plays and using this as my energy source. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Not a lot's happened on the board. Turn 1, we used Fog Closes In to clear out the explorers that were in this wetland with my beast. And now we're on turn 2 and trying to work out which of these four minor powers to pick. So we've taken an unexpectedly rocky turn. If it wasn't such an interesting, well, to me anyway, an interesting run, I would have just started again. But I'm kind of intrigued by this Gift of Constancy thing that we have going on here. These two have fire, so they're immediately less appealing. However, because we're doing this, we may be able to afford a somewhat foolish fire bit of business. But the thing is here, we actually, if we are using Gift of Constancy, we do have the extra mountain. So we could get defend 6 for 0, which tickles me that we're a kind of rocky mist. And not the obvious things that would go together. But we're not the obvious mist, are we? This turn, we've got 2 Ravages that I'd kind of decided I was just going to let go. They're not on with beasts. And we have this wetland build here that is fine. I think that's very containable. Thing is now, do I go Pawns, which is way more on brand, or do I go with this, which is kind of good? Because it's a defend card, I actually really rate defend cards with Mist. Not that I'm a Mist expert by any stretch of the imagination. I am far from it. Far from it. I like Mist, but I don't really know what I'm doing with them. If that's not apparent from my turn 1 Constancy pick. So, I mean, if we pick land this turn, we're not really progressing our board, apart from we are building our stores of energy to maybe go 3 plays next turn, which is kind of appealing. Importance of Disaster, though, is on brand, as in good elements, and it's nice fear. The Sacred Site thing is not a problem for us because we're very, we're very misty. We just shift about the place. I do value this. The thing that's interesting about Russia is they don't have a very big fear deck compared to a lot of other similarly difficult adversaries. 4/4/4 ain't too bad. This 3 potential from here is quite nice. I think I'm going to go with this. I'm going to stay rocky. Again, another possibly slightly regrettable decision. Oh, they bounced back. So we've got presence to a mountain or wetland. So I think this is the most relevant place. Yeah, and the thing is, if we do have a constancy turn, this turn, we can actually use this. You can use this defend twice. Okay, we've actually... before we do that, we do have a presence move. Do we care to do that? Yeah, I'm going to move a presence in with my beast. That feels valuable. Okay, so I'm going to play these 2. Okay, fast phase. Gift of Constancy on myself, of course. Carapace land is going to be 6 defend. And there's this Ravage here. So we've got a counter on that. I think that makes sense. We're going to use that. I'm going to use that as an excuse to bring this presence up here using Mist, Shift, and Flow. Okay. Okay, so these 2 are done. That's my fast phase. Healthy Island, first event of the game. What do we got? We've got interesting discoveries. On each board, choose a sacred site. Oh, we are still in stage 1. Gather an explorer into its land and add an additional explorer. Well, we don't have sacred sites here. I'm sorry, that's not what we do here. On each board, add a disease to the jungle or wetland with the most buildings. My jungles or wetlands don't have buildings, so we don't get to do that. Remove a blight from a land with at least 2 Dahan. Okay. Okay, thanks, event. I was going to say what a pointless event, but no, thank you. Okay, so we have ravages. This ravage here is a blight. This ravage here is defended. So we actually got some options here. I think I'm going to go with cheesing as much fear out of this as possible. So it's defended. I've got to just reminding myself that these explorers do +1 damage. So defended, and then the Dahan is going to kill the explorer and damage the town. But this is the last Russian explorer, so it just gets pushed and I gain a fear instead. So I'm going to push this explorer into this jungle. That's what I'm doing. So we gain a fear for that explorer that kind of got killed but didn't really. So that's the ravage. That defends, no longer relevant. And now we have the builds. So a town goes in here. And now we have the explore. It's a jungle explore. Okay, so they are hanging out with the beasts. So that's feels like a priority target. That was the jungle explore. Slow phase, no. We do not doing nothing in the slow phase, thanks. We've got to choose what to reclaim. So I think we push to 3 actions this turn. Do we? Yeah, we push to 3 actions. We can just keep this as a defend 3 card in here, which is a bit narrow because remember this explorer does +1 damage, but it solves that land in a very unmisty way, I know. So yeah, going to keep carapace land, so constantly goes to the discard pile. And then we have, in this time passes bit, we have a single partially damaged town for a fear. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so that was that turn. So we're back to growth. I can now push to 3 actions. We can actually start doing some of the things we're actually good at, you know, wild. It's a wild idea. We have a ravage here that we can defend with land. Okay, let's just put that there. That's just a good thing to do. What else do we have that's good? Yeah, so I think we push to 3 actions. We'll work that out once I've worked out what I'm playing. So I guess it's more like, what am I not playing, maybe? But, okay, moon's our least important element, so maybe... If we go with these 2... Not very airy, are we? We're not very airy. What do we get with this? We're short on this. We do get to do a damage somewhere. And this damage and this. Unnerving Pool's not going to do anything for us this turn. I wonder if we're reclaiming next turn. If we reclaim next turn, we'll be well set to really push these plays. We'll be off to the races. 1 damage to each invader is just great. This is going to be lots of fear. This is going to be wonderful. Especially if are we able to get that threshold? No, we're not. We're not watery enough. We're not watery enough. Unnerving Pool does absolutely nothing for us, though. So we don't go with that. Especially if we're reclaiming next turn. Yeah, I'm going to go with these. These 3 lovelies here. And we get to add a couple of presents at 0 range. Let's add them on the frontiers. Actually, no, there's more action over here. So, we actually need to spend some energy. Right. So, fast phase. Carapace land in here for 3 defend, which is a little bit tighter than I'd like. Okay, flowing and silent forms dart by. I suppose we could just do that in here just to, I don't know. We've got to do it somewhere, right? And it will get us our first fear card of the game. Well, would you look at that? This is a fear spirit, apparently. So that was our fast phase. We've got vapors and something or other from here for the slow phase. This and this. So that was our fast phase. I'm still healthy. What's our event? Our event is cultural assimilation. In land with exactly one Dahan that has or is adjacent to a city. Damn it, this one gets got. That's a shame. Replace that Dahan with a town. Sad times. Okay, beast attack. Each beast deals 2 damage. Remove any token that destroys buildings. So this is why the beast thing is scary, because these beasts can remove themselves and then you lose. So yeah, we've done okay this time. This beast is going to do 2 damage to this, which will not destroy it, because this is not just an average regular explorer. This is a Russian explorer. We'll push this fella into here and we gain a fear. And then we have reckless offensive. On each board, choose a land with at least 2 Dahan and at least 2 buildings. Not applicable. Very rare that you want that to be applicable. Okay, and then we have a terror level 1 fear card. Each player adds a strife in a land with Dahan, disease, or beasts. Let's put it in here. Let's put it in here. Okay. All right, so now we have a wetland ravage. Just quickly double checking, if we do have 3 explorers all in the same land, they basically also ravage, but we've not done that. Doesn't apply. Okay, we didn't get any damage boosts here, so this defend 3 is fine for this attack 4. So it is a successful defend. 10. Oh, actually, it does matter. One of my Dahan is injured, and then the counterattack will clear these guys. Okay, so that's 2 fear, and this explorer gets pushed. So that's another fear card. This explorer, I am going to push into here. Or wait a second, I'm dissolving vapors this turn. I'm dissolving vapors. Now it's all a bit rulesy now, but ravage cards also match lands with 3 or more explorers. I think the way it would work is if I push this here, this land has already been deemed not to be ravaging. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Because we want to clear out some of these flipping explorers, and this is a good opportunity to do so. I think... No, I'm not going to push... I'll check that at some point. If you know, feel free to comment. Let's just push into here. I don't want to push in with the beasts. No way. Okay, so that was that ravage. That was this ravage. We then have a jungle build just in here. And we have an explore. So we're going to probably have... Yeah, there is the escalation effect. So the escalation, we add 2 explorers among lands with beasts. Now, we are going to be doing some dissolving vapors. We could just place them in here and then clear them so that we're not worried about those beasts anymore. I do worry about those beasts. Worry about them. And it doesn't feel bad. It means we get a couple of fear as well, because we'll destroy 2 and push 1. I think it works. It's, it makes sense. It makes sense. Oh yeah, we've also got to think about the explore. So yeah, let's put them in here, and we'll kill them. And we get an explore in the sands. Okay, so now we're into this slow phase. What do we actually have? We have tier 1 of this, and we have tier 1 of this. So we do have a damage somewhere. Wow, that's impressive. So we can use the damage in a couple of ways. The interesting thing for Mist against Russia specifically is that by pinging explorers, you're kind of getting something resembling the effect of damaging a building, because you kind of get that fear. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Suffocating Shroud, and I'm going to bring this over using Mischief, and I'm going to do a damage. I'm going to do a damage in here to one of these. So instead of dying, they get pushed, but I get a fear. That's that. And I kind of want this Dahan to heal. I don't know how relevant it is. I just want them to get better, Because you do have to do a certain amount of crowd control, I think. So we're going to dissolving vapors, and I'm going to drag this presence over here to do it, and I'm going to do a damage to each invader. So that kills everything, except 1 will survive and gain and get pushed. But we also, so that's 2 fear in total. And then this explorer gets pushed somewhere. I'm going to push it in here. Okay, that was my slow phase. We do have a Dahan push. Let's... We could push for a counterattack in here. They're going to build a flipping city. So if this strife stays here, this is 2, cities 3. So that would be a 5 damage ravage. So that's actually bearable. Let's push the healthy one in there using this ability. So we would actually need to... We would actually need to bring a presence in. Let's bring this presence in. Okay, seems reasonable. That's our slow phase. Now this lot gets discarded. This lot gets discarded. And we are back to our spirit phase. The growth phase. Now, what are we looking at? We're looking at a ravage here. We could just let that go. There's no dramas. There's no beasts in there or anything. So we don't mind too much about that. We've not really been gaining any fear or doing anything very impressive just yet, but do you mark my words, there will be impressive things done. Oh yeah, I forgot to gain my fear from that. I forgot, okay? It's quite crucial when really the only thing you're doing is generating a little bit of fear. So I think this is a good reclaim. Or the YOLO push to reclaim 1. With this, I think we need to have an actual turn this turn. So we'll reclaim. Though it's actually not a bad turn for turn off. But I'm gonna reclaim, and we're gonna gain a power card. It will be a minor power card. What we want, nice 0 cost, fire free. Oh crikey. What are we being offered? Ooh, Cycles of Time and Tide. That's a lovely little card. Look at it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Territorial Strife is actually pretty good. It's pretty good. Because we have cities everywhere. Well, we have 2 cities. I like Cycles of Time and Tide. It means we can be a bit feckless. I mean, for example, this is going to blight this turn. We can just not care about that. We're unlikely to go mages with whatever daft thing I'm doing here. So Boon is not as enticing. Element-wise, this is the only one that's... I mean, obviously this is perfect, but this actually doesn't do anything. We can even use Cycles of Time and Tide just straight away to start cleaning up. So yeah, let's go with Cycles of Time and Tide. Actually, I really like this card. It's a good card. Okay, so we gain an energy because it didn't have a fire on it. And we have 3 plays. How far are we from Terra 2? Actually, we are not that far from Terra 2. Can we yoink? Can we get some fast veer up in the house? No. This here is a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 9 damage ravage. That's just, there's no point even contemplating it. This is a really good blight yoink for cycles. So probably that's just a good thing to do. But if we could get this, that would be wonderful. But that needs 3 air, i.e. we need to play 3 of these flipping cards. And then maybe at that point, when you've made that commitment to playing this many of those cards, well. But they're all kind of good. We could really crank the fear here. And that's kind of what we need to do. God, if we could turn these 2 fear cards into Terror level 2 cards, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it? Our best shot at that would be something like flowing and dissolving vapors. Though we wouldn't actually get the... No, not dissolving vapors, sorry. Unnerving Paul. Whenever I see this card, I've actually got a friend called Paul, and he is a bit unnerving. But I think he likes being a bit unnerving. Yeah. I mean... we can always do this next turn. There's no rush to do this. So, we've actually got 3 energy. This is 3 fast fears. So one of these fear cards might give us the extra fear and upgrade all the others. Or even the event might do so. But we need to be quite conservative with our energy. But getting this here would be pretty nice. We could clear out some built-up explorers. So let's go for that. Seems a shame to go for this and not actually use it. But I don't think we've got good uses for this. Particularly now we've got the cycles of time and tide yoink as an option. So I think, yeah, we're going to have a big turn. It's going to be a big turn. We're going to spend all our energy, which is always very wise. Oof, is it? Is it very wise? Okay, we can gain a power card to gain the energy we need for cycles next turn. Yeah. But hopefully we'll gain an energy from slow and... No, not slow and silent death. From our time passes ability. I feel optimistic. Optimistic is how I feel. Okay, fast phase. So flowing and silent forms for 2. 2 fast fear. We should target it somewhere, I suppose. God. Want a moon on a stick, don't you? Let's target it somewhere where we might lose our presence. I suppose we can also use it as an opportunity to maximize this kind of business. This is probably a good spot to hit. So let's plonk this in here. So we'll use the targeting of this as an excuse to do that. And then we can use Unnerving Pull for another fast fear, and we probably have to target that somewhere as well. So there's nowhere that's really relevant. I guess the here does have a damaged invader, so it might make a difference. We probably won't. Okay, that's our fast phase. Healthy Island. Now we have our event. It's Life's Balance Tilts. This is one of the more notorious ones, but I can never actually remember what it does. We can either let destruction have its day, or we can fortify the resilience of life. Well, doesn't that sound great? So we can add a beast if we fortify, remove a disease, so we don't have disease, so that just is all wins. We could discard the top minor power, and if it's slow, we could remove a blight, and then invaders and Dahana +1 health this turn. Do we care about the +1 health this turn? Ooh, it hurts us a little bit, because we were hoping on doing a bit of wholesale clearing of explorers. What about this one? Let destruction have its way, remove a beast and a disease. That's kind of horrible because of the rush and loss condition. Discard the top power, maybe add a blight. We don't really care about adding blight. We don't really care about invaders and Dahan having -1 health, except it will kill this Dahan, and it will kill this. Not actually nice choices. I think probably, given that we're playing against Russia, I think we probably want to go with Fortify the Resilience of Life. So it's aided... but that's costing me flipping Carapace land. This is the best thing I have going. It's my only defend card. The only other way is to get rid of Unnerving Pull. The trouble with forgetting Unnerving Pull is that, you know, he's a person. You can't just forget him. But you forget Unnerving Pull, and then I lose this ability, which is pretty good. Though actually, functionally, the 1 damage is almost as good, really. Maybe we lose Unnerving Pull. Yeah, let's lose Unnerving Pull. He won't mind. So we forget Unnerving Pull to pay. I'm going to slot that under there. So add a beast somewhere. Remove a disease. And we might even get to remove a blight from somewhere. Where do we want to add a beast? So we want to add a beast, I guess, somewhere where it's not really in with invaders. That's probably the crucial thing. They are kind of useful. They do stuff for us sometimes. But I'm going to err on the side of caution, I think, with my beasts. Unless I get so many of them. Because the trouble is, if I put it in here, the beast might remove itself or something. Which is really not what I want. Okay, so now we discard the top minor power. Better not be something I want. If it's slow, remove a blight. It's not slow. Invaders and Dahan have +1 health this turn. 1,000 small struggles. I think we are fine because we have enough Dahan not to worry about 1,000 small struggles, which is a relief. Okay, we have Terror level 1 fear card. In each land with tokens, defend 3. I don't think that actually really matters to us at all. This is a Ravage, I suppose, so that might be a thing. That might be a thing. Okay, and next. Each player may choose a land with Dahan or adjacent to at least 5 Dahan, and invaders do not ravage it this turn. So we don't get lucky on that. We're close, but not quite. Okay, that was the fear card. Then we have a jungle ravage. So a blight's gonna come down into here, and we have a build in the sands. So you can go in there. You can go in there. And we have a stage 3 explore card. It's sands and mountains. Crikey. It seems to be like we're not getting targeted so much for our beasts. But this is a bit of a problem because this is a good candidate because they're going to ravage this upcoming turn if we don't clear out at least one of those explorers. Okay. So now it's our slow phase. Let's just reassess. We still have this top ability. And we have this top ability. We don't have this one anymore. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is do a bit of wholesale clearing out of explorers. Yeah, these tokens aren't relevant anymore. So I think I'm going to do vapors in here, but first I'm going to put another explorer in there. But yeah, we don't want that extra ravage. We can bring this more within the possibilities of defending actually fairly well, because this is going to be 3, 4, 5, which is defendable with Carapace Land. So I think I'm going to use Suffocating Shroud in here to do damage in here. Oh wait. They've got more health, haven't they, Peasant? Life's balance tilted, didn't it? Invaders and Dahan have +1 health this turn. Oof. That was not a nice choice to have to make. Okay. Well. We can still get rid of one of these explorers here, but this isn't ideal. What I'll do is I will do a damage to an explorer, and then we will dissolving vapors in here. So all of these guys are damaged. And oh yeah, and this is damaged as well. And then we'll do the extra damage to one of these explorers, and we'll push it into here. So we finally gain a fear card and get to Terra 2, and there aren't crucially 3 explorers in there anymore. Oh, we get an extra fear for dissolving vapors too. Well, that was a funky one. Okay, so now we have time passes. So these guys aren't going to heal. I think these guys are just going to die actually, because they're in with my presence, and they will not have health they will still be damaged at the start of next turn. Interesting. So maybe I could have played this more effectively. Interesting. Okay, I do try and whip through these playthroughs, because otherwise they will take forever. But that's an interesting thing to know for this unusual situation. Okay, so in the time passes, I think time passes is still this turn. These guys are all still they're still alive, but they're all damaged. So we get 3 fear in time passes, which is another fear card, and we get an energy. Okay, that was that. Now we're back to the growth, back to the spirit phase. Oh yeah, these guys get cleaned away. You get cleaned away. And I think these explorers are just going to die now, because they didn't get to heal, and now they only have 1 health, but they are damaged. So those guys die, except, oh god, wait a second. It's very rulesy here. They're Russian. So actually, I think what's going to happen is this guy's now going to die and go in here, and I gain a fear. Oh god. And then they're both going to die, but one of them is going to get pushed. Push them into here, and I gain a fear. Well, okay, intriguing. That was very rulesy. I think I might have got the right interpretation, but I would not bet money on it. Okay, so we're in our growth phase. We have a sand ravage. Unfortunately, there are 1 million explorers in here now. Well, not 1 million, but there are more than I can handle. Because that's a 9 damage ravage. We also have a ravage here, but we can yoink the blight out from under that. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. So it's a shame though, because Carapace Land is now not Not going to be the game changer I was hoping it would be. Though we are going to look at another power card. So yeah, probably we're going to go up to 4 plays. Let's look at another minor power card. Okay, cool. Bloodshed has fire on it. Drought has fire on it. Swarming Wasps has fire on it. No extra freebie energy for you, peasant. Swarming Wasps is good, though, because it means we can add more beasts, and we could actually have our beasts kind of in the mix a little bit. In the mix, yeah. In the mix. I said it. Someone around here had to say it. We could also think about having droughts. Just to go even further off brand. We've gone from being a generally airy, moist spirit to being a dry, droughty, constant, rocky spirit. Nice thing is this does also have mountains, so we could use it with Carapace Land. We are about to get to Reclaim 1. This is our only defend card. So that's kind of interesting. We're not going to get the extra energy this turn anyway. So this 4th play, we might actually be better off just taking the energy instead of going for the 4th play. Though we are going to have to reclaim next turn anyway. So probably we will keep that. And also, we can use this just to get rid of those annoying escalation explorers that are going to keep on showing up. We just push them away. So get out of here. Scram. Though drought is some serious heavy hitting, and we even have the elements. We can't play it this turn, though, because we've only got 1 energy. But it's a lot of destruction. And it's the ability to destroy cities, which means we have the potential. We have the potential to maybe win at Terra 3 instead of Terra 4. So I had my break, and I think Wasps is the choice, just mainly 100% because it's on 0. It doesn't cost me any energy to play, so I think that's the one. That's the one for me. Okay, just double check it is recording. I'm just getting stung. Oh yeah, alright. So we have Sand Ravage we care about. We have this Ravage. We can't do anything about that. Can we? Maybe we can. We can yoink this Blight out, though. That seems pretty good. We can use it. We can rearrange our presence and get it out of the way, too. That will use my paltry 1 energy for this turn. We can Constancy, Wasps, and Carapace Land. The trouble, we don't need to play all these cards this turn. The interesting thing is we are very close to... Oh, yeah, we've actually got another presence to place. Let's put that in here. We've actually got the Reclaim 1 there. We'll get to reclaim 1 of these with Constancy. So even if we'll be at 4 plays. So we'll actually be able to get 1 of these back from Constancy, gain a new one, and have Reclaim 1. So we can play all 4 of these, and it's no big deal. I mean, the elements are horrible. They are truly horrible. I don't think we get any of these thresholds. But who needs thresholds when you've got what we've got? We could actually defend successfully in here. It's not completely impossible. It's just unlikely. It's just unlikely. But we can play these anyway at no real cost to us. So I think we do that anyway. Okay, so it's all fast. It's all fast this turn. So we're going to Cycles of Time and Tide. And we're going to target in here. But I'm going to use the Mischief and Flow to just move my presence out of there, so that I don't lose it in the Ravage. We're going to remove that Blight. Yoink. Gift of Constancy on ourselves, of course. Swarming Wasps, I've not even thought about. We're definitely Carapacing Land in here. So currently it's a 9 damage Ravage, but we do have a couple of Fear cards, and there's a couple of Dahan in there. Yeah, we might do okay. We could Swarming Wasps in there. Now this is risky, because this could give the Russians a chance to destroy a beast, but it does mean we'd be more likely to defend in there. That's a bit too risky for my liking, so I'm not going to do it. But it is tempting. I don't feel like I know the Russian adversary. I've not played it that much, so I don't think that that's a good thing to do. But I would like this beast to actually be somewhere where it might help, where it might actually achieve something. So maybe we could put it in here. This should be pretty defendable. Yeah, we can even get our Gift of Constancy and our Carapace land back with a combo of this, reclaim one, and that. So yeah, I like that. I think this beast could do some good stuff in there. It probably won't, but that's that. So that's Swarming Wasps done. That's all of our fast things. Okay, we still have a healthy island somehow, and we have an event. It is, bureaucrats adjust funding. I feel like I'm getting this event a lot at the moment. So, on each board with 9 or more buildings, there are quite a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're fine. We skip the bureaucracy. We skip it. Okay, on each board, in the land with most cities, remove... what's this? Oh, no, that's the Terror 3. We're not in Terror 3. 2 fear per board with 2 or more beasts. Okay, well, that's pretty nice. Thanks. I'll take it. No questions asked. I'll just take those fears. And then when invaders ravage, if the land has both Dahan and presence, defend 5. Well, okay, there you go. So we did get the assist that I'd hoped for. I hadn't quite realised that I'd risked a presence in there, but I'm glad I did now. Yeah. We've got plenty of presence though, so it's fine. I mean, this spirit really does want to have as much presence as possible, so yeah. It worked out that time. I might do it deliberately next time. Okay, we have a chunk of fear cards. What do we got? In each land with Dahan, defend 1 plus an additional defend per Dahan. Well, okay, that's even more defend in there. May as well track it. May as well. In each player adds a strife in a different land with at least 2 invaders, and each invader takes 1 damage per strife it has. I mean, we could... I mean, this guy's going to die anyway right now. This land is fine. Let's add a strife somewhere that's awkward. I don't think we can do anything about... Yeah, this ravage is beyond our ability to help. Let's add the strife. Let's add it in here. This guy's just gaining us fear. And this makes this a much more manageable ravage next time around. Yeah, especially as coastal, we can yoink with Cycles of Time and Tide. All right, that was that fear card. Oh, each invader takes a damage per strife it has. Oh, damn it. Let's not do that. Why not? It will actually prevent a city build of all things. Yeah, let's do that. Again, accidentally stumbling on something that seems reasonable for an additional 2 fear. It's my trademark. Stumbling strats. And finally, each player removes an explorer or a town from a land with a presence. Removing an explorer, you say? We actually might be in a position where we can clear this land. No, not exactly. Not exactly. Let's remove... Let's remove one of these. Oh. Actually, no, let's remove one of these. Okay, so that was our fear cards. Now into the ravages. So we have a bad news ravage in here. Bad news, but we have a relatively good news ravage in here. It's tempting. I don't know why. Yeah, this is nonsense. We'll defend well, and we'll fight back, and we'll kill the city and the explorer. So remember, the explorer is a Russian explorer, so they're not actually going to die. But we will gain 3 fear. So that's 1, 2, and another one, and a card. And then this explorer that would have died gets pushed somewhere. Let's not push it in here or here. Let's push it in one of these. Let's push it in here. Getting a bit cocky now. We've got all these beasts. So that was the ravages. Now we have builds. It's annoying that they're going to build in here. Would have been... Okay, so we get a build in there. And a build in here. And a build in here. Nearly forgot that one. And no build in here. And escalation effect, probably. Yes. So they're going to add 2 explorers in with beasts. And they have a wetland explorer. Okay. So... this is going to be a lot in there. This might be a good candidate for dissolving vapors. We could just put them in here and then just murder them all. Yep. So I'm going to... the escalation are going to go in here. And this one's going to go in here. Oh, but that will... Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. They're going to... Yeah, if we put them in here, then they're going to ravage a turn earlier than we'd like. They're going to ravage in here anyway. Yeah, let's put them in here. And then that's the explore. Okay, slow phase. No, we don't do that kind of thing around here. We get to Gift of Constancy. We do get to do that. Wow, we don't get any of our slow and silent death. So we get to take something back. We've got a ravage in here. It's a 6 damage ravage, remember, because Russian explorers do extra damage. And then we have this, which we kind of need to do something about. We're a little bit broke. We're not actually that broke, thanks to Constancy. We might be forced to yoink this blight. Yeah, we might be forced to reclaim anyway. But it's not terrible. It's not ideal, but it's also not terrible. Yeah, defending here is worthwhile. It has got a beast in. And it will be a good counterattack. And it will get us more energy. That's a good... I mean, if you keep the island healthy, that's great. What's the other... Yeah, so if we... It's worth the reclaim to keep the island healthy, I think. So we will... This lot will get discarded, of course, but we will reclaim. And gain a power card. I'm sure it will be a very useful power card. So let's see what we get. Ooh, not got fire on it. That's a bonus. We only have one card with fire on. Wow. What a time to be alive. Okay, so we love air, but we're not getting offered air. We don't get air around here. I guess we've got our wasp air. Moon and water are other elements we like. Sucking ooze is 2 fast fear. And that's pretty good. We're getting towards terror level 3. That's where we want to be. Our plan this turn, let's just work out what I'm doing this turn, is defend here, yoink the blight there, possibly let that go in there, but we might try and relocate our presence out. So, if we took we could take a defend card, just defend it. Wild idea. And we even would get this extra fear. But we'd probably rather play a 0 cost card. Just because if we are going to rack the plays, that's going to work out more effective for us. Oh yeah, we've got these as well. We've got all the cards. How many fear away? Okay, we're 3 fear away from terror 3. Can we... Okay, we can guarantee getting there in the fast phase with our flow and silent form start by. Which we could use here, actually, for a bit of gambling. Oh, we need to play this and something else. Now, we got rid of Paul. Sorry, Paul. But we could take one of these that will then make sure we get to Terror 3, which will upgrade this card we already have. In some cases, it is a big upgrade. This is nice. This is a nice little extra fear here. 2 fear of invaders are present. Isolate a sand or wetland. Don't have a very... The isolate here, I don't think it's going to do a lot for us. But... actually, if we isolate this land, we might prevent an explorer into there, which is irrelevant. Which is relevant. And it's 0 cost. And it's our elements. We might actually get to do some of this nonsense. But this is keeping the island healthy. I'm going to go with... Sap is also pretty good. I'm going to go with Sucking Ooze. Because I want to get to Terror 3. Okay, so we go with Sucking Ooze. It doesn't have a fire on, so I gain an energy. We've got a lot of cards here in this hand. A lot of cards. So hopefully we won't need to just constantly be reclaiming. Right, so... We definitely want to yoink this blight from under here. That's fairly high priority. We also want to make sure we have energy. So that's a nice defend as well. Not only does it defend our beast, but it also is a good counterattack. But then we don't have enough plays for our fast fear. That's the trouble with this. So maybe we don't constancy this turn. Here is why the ooze is better. It gets us that extra mountain. to get the extra defend. Which might not be enough. The event might buff that because there are 3 invaders in there. Which we don't want. Oh, we've also got this issue here. They are going to ravage in there this turn. Don't want to see that. Don't want to see that. To get the buff to Terror 3, we'd have to play Flowing and Silent Forms Dart by. Which I think is, you know, that yeah, it does mean we can leave that presence in there and not be too worried about it. But we might well have a Blighted Island this turn anyway, depending on the event. This is quite a nice cheap turn as well, though we're not getting to Constancy. Yeah, it's an odd turn. Where are we with our actual elements? We have a single air, so we're not doing a lot at all. We get 1 Dahan push. Can we squeak in some air in there? Not really. Not till we get... No, this is the trouble with being so off-brand. Okay. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. So we will, into the fast phase now, we will Cycles of Time and Tide to remove this blight. Okay, and we will Carapace land to defend 6 in here. So we've got that extra mountain. We'll Flowing and Silent Forms Dart by somewhere. In fact, I think this is more likely to be a problem land than that one. So we'll do it in here for 2 fast fear. And then we can Sucking Ooze somewhere to isolate a land. I will isolate this land, and we get another 2 fear. So that's a fear card, and we're at Terror 3 now. Okay, so that was our fast phase. Island is still healthy. Let's see what our event is. It's Rising Interest in the island. Oh, it's aided by air. Well, we're very airy. Okay, if we... Oh, this is great. Weave Lies. Yeah, we always want to Weave Lies. We've got all these air cards that we never use. What do we need air cards for? What, some kind of air spirit? Whatever. Okay, we even get to add a beast. Lovely stuff. Each town is going to do an extra damage during the Ravage if we do that. Does that matter? We only are defending in this land. This might fall, but... So that will take it up to a 7 damage Ravage, which is fine. Okay, yeah. We definitely Weave Lies. Aided by air. We do have an air. We actually could just discard a couple of cards from our hand, which is not really what we want to do. Or we could just forget something that we don't really use. These cards are really powerful. We don't really want to throw these away. Not really. Could just forget about Wasps. But I don't think we do want to forget about Wasps. How would Wasps feel? We could just discard 2 of them instead. Or in fact, we could discard... Do we have a viable turn next turn if we... Yeah, I need to look into the future. Okay, so this turn, there's going to be a build. There's going to be a Ravage here. I need to remember that. There's going to be a Ravage here, and then a build, and a build here, and then Ravages here in the future. So being able to defend would be pretty nice. We can yoink Carapace land from the discard pile and defend using Constancy from hand. But then we could... We could have a very off-brand turn. If we discard those 2, we are going to be gaining another card. Yeah, I'm going to pay for it by discarding one of these. I'm going to discard this one. I'm going to discard this one here for 2 energy towards the Weave Lies. I'm going to pay an actual energy. Am I? Am I really doing that? Yeah, I'm doing that. Doing it. Okay, so we return the top fear card to the box. Get in the box. And during the next normal Ravage, each town or city does an extra damage. And then add a beast to a jungle without blight. Do we have a jungle without blight? We do have a jungle without blight. And fear if invaders are present. And then we add a wilds token to a land with Dahan. Yeah, let's keep this one nice and clear. I think that's a good candidate. Reasonable candidate. Yeah. I think if I'd had my Dahan in with beasts, I might have put a wilds in with beasts. Okay, so now we're into the fear phase. We have 2 Terror level 3 fear cards. What do we get? Defend 9 in all coastal lands. Invaders do not build in coastal lands this turn. Okay, crikey. I'm going to put that there so I remember it. Actually, no, we'll put it here. That's easier for everyone else. Each player may push any number of explorers or towns from one land. Okay, that's intriguing. So, we could use that to prevent this ravage from happening, because remember, there are 3 explorers in there. So we could just use it for that simple purpose. But there aren't many places we can actually push. Oh, we could push it in here into this land. We haven't drawn any solutions there. So that presence will be destroyed. Yeah, let's push it in here. And we actually gambled the wrong way there. So we'll actually just push a single... Do we push multiples in there? No, we just push a single one in there. Okay. I've got to remember about this defend 9. Or... Nah, we want to... The blight thing is the real issue here. So yeah, we've got... I'm going to leave that there because I'm more likely to remember if it's there. Okay, so that was our fear cards. Now we have sand and mountain ravages. So we have defend 9 in coastlands. I don't think that's actually enough. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we still get a blight in here. This land is fine though. And we counterattack and we kill everything. Remember, an explorer is gonna survive. So we gain 2 fear and we get to push an explorer. So that's another fear card. And this explorer is not going to go in here. Because I need to check out that rule, especially if I start playing on high difficulty. But I think I can just afford to push this in here. They've already ravaged in here this turn. We're actually getting pretty close to a fear win. Okay, so that was those 2. Then we've got this one, which is empty, which is fine. This one is less fortunate. Everyone dies. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, everybody. You're all dead now. Okay, that was the ravage. Now we have a wetland build. So in you go. And next we have a stage 3 card. It's Mountain Jungle. We have a lot of explorers on the board. Probably should kill some of them at some point. I don't know. Feels like a good idea. We could kill... Okay, so we now have ravages, extra ravages in both jungles. This wilds does take care of that one, though. That's interesting. That's giving me a thought, actually. The wilds in this scenario that prevent the 3rd explorer going in actually could be a good use. We didn't get the chance to do it that time, but just filing that away. Oh, there's no... Oh, yeah, this build in coastal lands is irrelevant because there's no coastal wetlands. All right. Okay, so slow phase, no. Say no to the slow phase. Do we do any of this slow and silent death? No. We just keep this one Dahan in a kind of permanent damaged limbo. Poor guy. Poor Dahan. Well, so we have 2 wetland ravages. One of them is of concern because Russian things. So they might destroy this beast. We've got plenty on the island, and they're not in with buildings, so they're unlikely to remove themselves with an event. So this is very defendable though in here, very eminently defendable. All we need to do is get our lovely carapace land. So we can. We probably won't keep the island healthy. We are only 8 fear away from a win. None of this stuff really generates us a lot of fear, though this will generate us 3 fear, in effect, if we do it in a land with our presence, because we'll get a presence at the end, 1 at a time, and then if we kill an explorer, we'll get another fear. So, and we'll also get fear here if we defend and then leave the town damaged. So I think, yeah, pushing the reclaim 1, gaining another power card. Let's see what we get. Encompassing ward. Wow, that's a lot of free defend. Lots of it. Can you just stop giving me fire cards, please, game? I just love to not be constantly given fire cards. That'd be great. If we wanted dissolving vapors this turn, we can't afford to take a fire card, which is unfortunate because this would have been a nice finisher. I mean, can we just take it anyway? It really depends what our Blighted Island card is, whether that's a worthwhile idea. I mean, we've got a lot of Ravages this turn, because remember, we've got a Ravage here, we've got a Ravage here because of the 3 Explorers. So we do have reason to want to just finish it out ASAP. I mean, we can make 6... If we take this, we can make 4 Fast Fear by creating a Cascade. We could take something like Flowing and Silent Forms or Sucking Ooze to make even more Fast Fear, to make 6 Fast Fear, which is only 2 away from the victory, and we would have 2 Terror level 3 cards, which could be enough for the win. God, it's such a scramble. I guess this is what happens when you go this far off the deep end. I mean, is this really what I'm doing? Okay, there are some advantages to doing this Lands of Haunts and Embers thing, is that, for example, there's going to be a blight placed here anyway. But the thing is, if I push these away, I prevent the Ravage, but then I'm only getting 2 Fear. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. This is such a lopsided playthrough. I think we take Land of Haunts and Embers, we get the energy. Remember, we're in Solo Spirit, so if we do get offered a Blighted Island card that only has 2 blight per person, then we will get to reclaim it. Okay, let's go with... We do have our reclaim. We have... So if we were to use Land of Haunts somewhere... This is a tricky one. We don't want to nuke so much of our own presence that we would die to Tipping Point either. We could use Flow and Silent Forms, of course, to mean that we don't lose presence if we nuke it with Land of Haunts and Embers. There is that. And we can also load up on Wasps just for even more fear opportunities from the event and the fear cards. Are you really doing this, Peasant? You're doing this on an actual recording. This is what you do when there's no one around. You sneak about the place doing silly plays like this. Yeah, okay, we'll do it. We're doing it. We reclaim. So that's our reclaim 1 there. We do have a presence to add to a Mountain Wetland. Actually, this could make quite a difference. We might be quite low on presence at the end of this turn. We have 2 energy, 4 plays. We can move a presence as well, which we would be doing now. This might be a... Let's just push the presence into there. We don't care about sacred sites particularly. Oh, actually, wait. That might be a good candidate for our... That might be a good candidate for a Land of Haunts and Embers, maybe. Though we could make the Land of Haunts and Embers actually do something for us. So maybe I'm actually going to move this... Oh, but there's a Ravage in here. What even is this plan, Peasant? What are you doing? Who even are you anymore? What have you become? I'm a fast fear maniac is what I am. Where's the best Land of Haunts and Embers? Actually, this is a good Land of Haunts and Embers. So let's not put that free presence. We'll put that over here somewhere. This we can prevent. We can actually prevent the Ravage, and we can find out what the Blighted Island card is. Though it might be too late to do anything about it. Well, okay, we're going to do it anyway. So Land of Haunts and Embers, Flowing and Silent Forms. That is our 6 fast fear. All we need is 2 more fear, which for we're going to have 2 Terror 3 and an event as an opportunity to get those fast fear. In the unlikely event that we have another turn, Dissolving Vapors would generate 3 fear, probably. the wasps. It's going to add a beast, which might also generate a fear somewhere. That's the turn. That's the turn. Okay, so swarming wasps time. We want to put it somewhere where it might generate us a fear, but not be a massive liability. So I think just in with buildings and things is good. Yeah, just in with invaders. These invaders are about to ravage, so actually that's not a good place. Somewhere that's in with buildings and not about to ravage. So not a wetland and not with 3 or more explorers. Okay, there's a place. Oh, except that has blight. Everywhere has blight, peasant. Okay, fine. We'll just stack in here then. Or in here. Actually, here's better. Because remember, if a beast snipes one of these, that's a fear. So if a beast does anything in there, it should hopefully generates at least 1 fear. Okay, we can land of haunts and embers. And I'm going to do it in here. So we gain 4 fear because there's already a blight in there. So that's basically a fear card. But we do add a blight. We add it to here. And then we see what our blighted harm card is. It's erosion of will. Okay, fine. 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 You could be erosion of will if you like. You can help me like this. So it's three blight per player. We're going to cascade into here. Immediately, 2 fear per player. So that's 2 fear. And actually, I don't play around. The only one of these blighted iron cards that I really play around is tipping point, because that can mean you just lose. Okay, so each spirit destroys one of their presence and loses energy. I don't have any energy because I'm that cool. I'm that rad. So we'll lose destroy a presence, and we've gained 2 fear. But that should be the win now, because of that 2 fear. I was not expecting. That's not even something I expected to happen. So that's our land of haunts and embers. We do get to push. This is partly why I did this, because it would prevent this coastal ravage, which is good, right? We like to prevent coastal ravages. Let's push all these lads in here. And then we can flow in silent forms for the last 2 fear and the Terror 4 victory. Well, there you go. That was a lopsided playthrough. I'm glad I kept it going. It was very tempting. Whenever I flub a recording, it's tempting to just go back. Like the video if you like the video. And yeah, it's very tempting to just start from the beginning. But I think going with the Gift of Constancy as first minor power did make this a slightly different playthrough to, all those other Mist playthroughs kicking around. Mist playthroughs by people that know how to play Mist. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the future.